What happened, little kitty? So, just like most people, you may have heard an old tale that says, if you swallow a fruit seed, a plant will grow in your tummy. Well, let me just clear the doubts. Hey friends, so in today's episode, let us peek into this creeping situation and answer an evergreen question. What happens if you swallow a fruit seed? Zoom in! We all heard the story about a boy who accidentally swallowed a seed and soon vines started growing out of his body, turning him into a monstrous plant-like creature. So, no wonder the thoughts of gulping down these tiny things sends a shiver down our spines. But thankfully, the truth is way stranger than fiction, as swallowing one or two seeds won't cause any harm to our bodies, and such stories are nothing more than myths. Yes, that's because seeds need a specific condition to germinate. On the other hand, the hostile environment of our stomach contains enzymes and acids that break down any food that comes in contact with them. Even something as stubborn as bubblegum won't stick around for long, and it will be pushed out in a few days. So, getting rid of something as fragile as a seed is an easy-peasy lemon-squeezy task for your gut. And in case our acidic juices fail to dissolve a headstrong seed, your digestive process will make sure to flush it out within a day or two. So now you know that plants growing from seed inside your belly is just a myth, and accidentally gulping down one or two seeds won't cause any issues. In fact, certain seeds like pears, papaya, jackfruit and watermelon can positively impact health by lowering cholesterol levels, easing bowel issues, and regulating blood pressure levels. But it doesn't mean that you'll go hogging on seeds, as some of them can be very harmful to your body. Yes, my dear friends, certain fruit seeds like apple, apricot, plums, peaches and more contains marginal amounts of toxic substances. So consuming them intentionally in larger quantities over a period of time can be dangerous, even leading to cancer or neurological disorders, gastrointestinal disturbance, and even delay your growth. So in case you don't have a piece of good knowledge about a particular seed, you better plant them under the mud and watch them grow into a beautiful tree with sweet, ripe, juicy fruits. Did you know that inside a seed there is a baby plant called an embryo? Also, fruits are actually the outer covering of seeds and act as a protective layer. Hope you learned something fun today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binox, zooming out. Ow! Never mind. Oh, it's a hairball, little kitty. Be glad that you vomited it out, or else that amount of hair can cause a massive problem for anyone, especially humans. Well, that's an excellent question. Hey friends, so in today's episode, let us address this gross situation by answering the question: What if you accidentally swallow hair? Zoom in. So, imagine your parent made your favorite super healthy pizza. You feel super excited, grab a piece and take a huge bite as the soft cheese stretches out of the crust. But to your horror, you notice a strand of hair dangling along. Sure, you'll feel all disgusted, but in most cases, we can just pick out the hair, throw it away, and continue to enjoy the meal. But then, the vital question is, what if you would have accidentally swallowed the hair too? Well, in that case, as long as it's a single strand of hair, you need not worry, as it won't cause much harm to your internal body. However, you won't be able to digest it naturally. Yes, that's because your hair is made up of proteins called keratin, which also makes up our fingernails, the lining of internal organs, and the outer layer of the skin. Keratin has a highly organized structure and cannot be broken down by our digestive juices. So, when you swallow a single hair accidentally, they just end up passing out of the body with other undigested food, and you'll continue to live your life exactly the way you were before swallowing it. But things can take a dramatic turn if someone has a habit of consuming a large amount of hair over a period of time, because in that case it will cause a major problem, as the lump of hair will get stuck in your stomach, as it happens with cats. Yes, you must have observed them licking their fur many times, which causes the hair to enter their stomach. And as even cats can't digest the hair, the strands start to build up inside their stomach and turn into a dense hairball called trichobezoar. Fortunately for cats, their body mechanism helps them vomit out this lump without causing any harm. But the same can't be said for humans, as observed in people suffering from a condition called trichophagia, in which a person can feel the need to eat their own hair. And when that happens, instead of vomiting out the hairball just gets stuck in the stomach, causing a hindrance in the digestive process. And if it gets unnoticed, in extreme situations, the tail of the hairball can reach down the small intestine in a condition called Rapunzel syndrome. And when that happens, the only way to get rid of it is through a major surgery, where the doctors have to open up the digestive tract and remove the hair from the patient's stomach. So, in conclusion, even though it is okay to swallow hair accidentally, it is not okay to eat huge amounts of them. And if you ever find yourself or anyone you know chewing on their hair, please make an appointment with the doctor ASAP. Trivia time! Did you know humans have the same amount of hair follicles per square inch as a chimpanzee? Also, the color of hair depends on how much melanin each strand has. Hope you learned something new today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binox, zooming out. Never mind. Be careful, kitty. Make sure you don't swallow the gum, or else, as they say, it will stay in your tummy for 7 long years. Hey friends, I'm sure you might have heard that swallowed gum stays in your stomach for 7 years, or even scary, it will grow into a rubber tree inside you. But is it really true? Or is it just one of those urban legends like the Bigfoot or Loch Ness Monster? In today's episode, let us explore this sticky situation and answer a popular question. What happens when you swallow gum? Zoom in! Gum, a tempting rubbery candy that comes in various shapes, sizes, colors, and flavors. But have you ever wondered what is it actually made of? Well, it is believed that people have been chewing gum since the Stone Age. As recently, a gum made of birch bark tar that could be somewhere between 5,500 and 6,000 years old was found in Finland. Not only that, but various ancient civilizations like Mayans and Aztecs used to chew a naturally made gum called chicle, which was made from the latex sap of the sapodilla tree. They chewed it to keep their breaths fresh, filling cavities, cleaning their teeth, and sticking objects together in everyday use. Whereas the ancient Greeks chewed mastic gum, made from the resin of the mastic tree. Mastic gum, like birch bark tar, has antiseptic properties and is believed to have been used to maintain oral health. And as time progressed, so was the fascination for gums. And many other cultures made gum-like substances obtained from plants, grasses, and resins. But it was not until the 1860s when the first flavored chewing gum was finally invented using synthetic rubber. Apart from gum base, these modern-day gums contain ingredients such as sweeteners, softeners, and flavoring that we enjoy until the taste is gone and you spit it out. But the critical question is, what if you swallow it by mistake? Well, first, here is something you need to understand about your digestion process. When you eat something, it goes through a systematic process, starting from chewing it, where the food mixes with the saliva. And once you swallow this mixture, your body breaks it down further, extracting all the nutrients on the way before it lands inside your stomach, where a powerful stomach acid transforms it into a mush that allows the food to pass through the rest of the digestive tract smoothly. But when it comes to gums, it's a whole different bubble game. Because no matter how super duper powerful your stomach acid is, it is no match to the strength the synthetic rubber possesses. Yes, despite the best of efforts from your saliva enzymes and stomach acid to digest the gum, they won't be able to break it apart and dissolve it. But don't you worry, my friends, it won't stick to the side of your intestine and stay there rent-free for 7 years. In fact, your body will treat it like any other local food it can't fully digest. And within the next 3 days or so, your digestive tract will push it through your system and will throw it out along with your poop. So, here we go. The myth that the bubble gum stays in your tummy for 7 years has been busted as entirely false. But remember, my friends, although swallowing a single gum by mistake won't harm you, still, consuming too many gums can cause a blockage in your digestive tract that might need immediate medical attention or even an operation to remove it. So always make sure to spit out the tasteless piece of synthetic rubber once it loses its sweet flavor. Trivia time! Did you know the color of the first successful bubble gum was pink? Yes, that's because it was the only color the inventor had remaining. Also, studies have shown that chewing gum actually helps people concentrate and may improve long-term and working memory. Yes, chewing gum has also been shown to reduce muscle tension and increase alertness. Well, That's a good excuse to make if your teacher ever catches you eating a piece of gum in class. Hope you learned something new in today's episode. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binox, zooming out. Oh, never mind. Watch out, little kitty. Make sure you don't accidentally swallow the plastic cap. Let me explain by answering a risky question. What if we accidentally eat plastic? Zoom in! Children who are naturally curious and like to put things in their mouth often end up accidentally eating plastic. This can happen with small toys, packaging materials, or even bits of plastic found on playgrounds. While tiny pieces of plastic usually pass through the body without much trouble, larger pieces can cause serious complications. The immediate concern with swallowing plastic items is the potential for choking, which can lead to serious breathing problems that can be fatal if not promptly addressed. Even if plastic passes through the digestive system harmlessly, the dangers isn't necessarily over, as the larger pieces of plastic can cause internal blockages, leading to pain, vomiting, and possibly requiring surgery for removal. But even if you consciously avoid the visible threat by keeping yourself away from chewing on plastic, there's still a hidden danger, as you might have swallowed some without even realizing it. Yes, shockingly, studies suggest that people may be ingesting amounts of plastic equivalent to the size of a credit card every week in the form of microplastics. And what are they? Microplastics are tiny bits of plastic smaller than 5 millimeters that come from bigger plastic items breaking down. However, these tiny pieces don't decompose easily and stay in the environment for a long time. This is where the problem begins, because microplastics are everywhere now, contaminating the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat. When we continually consume items contaminated with microplastics, the intestines can absorb these particles and transport them to other body parts via blood circulation. As many of these plastics are coated with harmful chemicals, they can damage our liver, kidneys, and lungs, which can again cause serious concerns. Moreover, microplastics can disrupt our hormones because these tiny particles can mimic hormones and interfere with the body's natural balance. This disruption can cause issues with growth in children and reproduction in adults, and may even increase the risk of serious diseases like cancer. Fortunately for us, the amount of plastic entering our organs is very small. However, we cannot overlook the potential long-term effects of continuous exposure. Therefore, it's essential to take certain steps to ensure our safety. What exactly are these steps? Firstly, drinking water and eating food from plastic containers or wrappers are the primary sources of microplastics, so it's wise to try to avoid them. Instead, opt for fresh foods and use fun, reusable containers made of glass, stainless steel, or copper to carry your snacks and drinks. Additionally, making small changes like choosing products with less packaging, refusing single-use plastics, properly disposing of trash, and participating in cleanup efforts can also help prevent plastic from entering nature. But it's not just up to individuals. Governments and large organizations need to step up as well. They should implement stricter rules regarding the production and use of plastic, promote recycling, and explore alternative materials that are less harmful to the planet. So, to wrap it up, accidentally ingesting microplastics is a serious issue that can greatly impact our health. But by educating ourselves about the risks and collaborating to reduce plastic pollution, trivia time! Did you know that Americans consume between 39,000 to 52,000 units of microplastics annually? Moreover, individuals who use bottled water sources may consume an additional 90,000 microplastics every year. Hope you learned something very important today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binox, zooming out.
Products of plastic.
Never mind.
Kitty days, Binox.
Oh, really? What's the dare, little kitty?
Drink cola after eating Mentos.
I'm sure you've seen these viral videos where people drop Mentos into cola bottles and they explode like a volcano.
Yes, so Kitty, dare you?
Well, before we attempt anything risky, it's important to understand the science behind it. So let's dive into the explosive question. What happens if you drink Coke right after eating Mentos? Zoom in! The internet is full of videos demonstrating the magical powers of Mentos, the minty marbles that, when dropped into a bottle of cola, can cause an epic eruption of fuzzy soda, shooting up like a hydraulic fountain. So this makes us wonder what would happen if someone accidentally eats Mentos and then drinks cola immediately afterward. Would it result in a fizzy explosion inside their stomach? Well, before we reveal the outcome, first let's explore the science behind the bubbly fizz, which is the result of dissolved carbon dioxide gas being added to the cola under high pressure before it is tightly screwed. Now, this carbon dioxide forms a good bond with the liquid present in the cola and remains there until you unscrew the bottle. Once the pressure is released, the carbon dioxide molecules start to escape from the liquid in the form of bubbles and create the fizzy effect that we see. So what Mentos basically does is to help these fizzy bubbles escape at a faster speed. Let us see how. You see, the magic behind the explosive reaction between Mentos and cola lies in the surface of these candies, which isn't as smooth as it may appear. Yes, if you take a closer look at a Mentos candy, you'll notice that it has a rough and porous texture. These tiny pores act like nucleation sites, which means they provide numerous points for gas molecules to gather and form bubbles. So, as soon as the Mentos candy comes in contact with the cola, the carbon dioxide molecules leave the liquid and cling to the candy's surface and form bubbles that rise to the surface of the liquid in a short period of time. The rapid formation and release of carbon dioxide bubbles create a chain reaction, causing pressure inside the bottle, which can generate a powerful eruption of cola to shoot out from the bottle's opening. So, this makes us wonder if we will face the same fate in case you happen to pop some Mentos and gulp a sip of cola on it. Well, the answer to this question is, there is no need to fear, as nothing will happen to you. Yes, that's because as soon as Mentos enters your mouth, you begin to dissolve the rough surface of the candy that is necessary to attract carbon dioxide molecules. And when it will reach your stomach, the gastric acids and enzymes will break it further. So, When cola reaches your stomach, there won't be any nucleation sites left to break the bond between carbon dioxide and liquid. It means no eruptive fizz will occur. But beware, despite the lack of volcanic eruption, it's important to note that excessive consumption of sugary drinks like cola can have negative health impacts. Regularly indulging in high amounts of sugar can lead to tooth decay, weight gain, and other health concerns. So, remember to cherish these treats in moderation and maintain a balanced diet.
Trivia time!
Did you know the Mentos geyser experiment never actually started out using Mentos chewy mints? Yes, in the 1980s, rolls of wintergreen Lifesavers mints were used to demonstrate these experiments. Hope you had fun today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binox, zooming out. Never mind.